Hi everyone, today I'm back with a new video. So since I presented to you in a video a few months back, I think my cat Fuki, I thought it would be really good to talk to you today about how I brought it in Korea and to tell you how to bring your animal in Korea if you want to. So I thought it would be good to share this information and also my experience with it and how I lived it, and I think my cat did too. So in a previous video, I actually said that I adopted my cat like Fuki 12 years ago now. So when I was studying in French and once I decided to come to Korea, I of course decided to bring it with me, but because I didn't think I could live without him and I didn't want to kind of abandon him in France. And he is my responsibility, so it wasn't an option to leave him there. Even if I think he will enjoy more the garden in my parents' house than the small apartment where I'm living in right now. So concerning how I prepare to bring him in Korea, I got help from my parents because at the time I was studying Korean in Yonsei University, as I mentioned in previous videos. And there were a few things that you have to do with your vet in your own country to be able to travel with an animal. So I decided brought him in Korea after studying Korean in Yonsei and when I was starting my working holiday. So my job when I was studying Korean was to find an apartment where it was kind of great to live with an animal, even if like Korean landlords doesn't like animals. So basically the preparation was for Fuki, at least for everyone and every animals, is like to have this annual vaccine done, of course, but you also needed to do like the rabbit vaccine too, and I think he had to get 2 shots for that. So after the second one, they had to do like a blood test to know the amount of antibody in his blood. So if it was under the regulation, I needed to do it again, if I remember right. But if it was the right number, then I received like a paper saying that it was vaccinated and also the result of the blood test. I also needed to put a chip on it to identify him in France but also abroad, and they scan it actually at the airport, so it's really essential and you have to do it if you want to travel with an animal. So after that, before the travel, I had to do like a health checkup for him to see if he was apt to travel with me and to go to Korea. So of course you need to have all those papers when you leave your country, but also when you arrive, for example in Korea for my case, and you have to present them to the right authority when you arrived in the airport. So I think it's after I kind of take all my luggage back and before leaving like the arrival hall. So concerning the plane, there is some regulation, for example, for at least I know for cats, if the bag with your cat in it is less than 8 kilograms, at least it was like that when I took the plane, I was able to bring it with me on the plane and not put him in the special space where I don't have access. So during the flight, it was put under the seat in front of me. So of course you can let it out of the bag, but me, I like sometimes put my hands on it to actually calm him down and everything, because I felt a little he was stressed and I was stressed at the same time. So I mainly spend my time like my head down trying to calm me down and check if he was okay during all the flight. So of course before taking an animal on the plane you have to call the company. For me, I had to actually call them and say them I want to take a cat with me on the flight, and I have to give some information, and of course I had to pay for his kind of seat on the flight. And if I remember right, there's kind of a limited number per flight for animals, so you should be sure to check with them if it is fine for the flight you took. So because Fuki is kind of a stress cat and easily scared. I asked the vet in France to kind of help him calm down during the flight, before and during the flight, because I didn't want him to be fully aware of what was going on, because I was pretty sure he would just be scared and yeah, not in a really good condition. So he gave me some medicine to give him. I think he told me it was medicine that was it should last 10 hours. So since I had 2 flights, I had to give him half of one on the first flight, before the first flight, and during the when I was in the airport before taking the second flight, I had to give him another one, so it wasn't really fun, to be honest. But of course, with the vet, we decided to try the medicine way before the trip, to be sure that the medicine didn't had really bad side effects on him. So we tried it. It was just a little high, but I guess yeah, it's supposed to calm me down. But I talked with the vet about that and told me okay, that's fine. So it should be fine during the flight. So I didn't have to change, but you should maybe try to test different kind of medicine if you're not sure if it's the right one when you test it before your flight with your animal. So I'm going to be really honest with that. This trip was quite stressful for me, but also for Fuki, of course, because it was in the bag during 24 hours, which is not really nice for him. And I kind of felt bad to see him like that. And so I really hope I won't have to do it again, to be honest, because I will feel a little frustrated that I had to bring him back or bring him in other country. For now, I didn't decide to leave or whatever, but if one day I will have to take him back with me, so I really hope he will be fine if I have to. But it was really stressful during all the flight, and I didn't sleep, if I remember right, so it wasn't really nice experience. So as I mentioned, once I arrived in Korea, I had to give all the paper, check everything, and I was able to bring him back home right away after checking. I think it took 30 minutes, something like that, since there is not that much people bringing animals when I bring him in to Korea. And yeah, we took a bus and then a ride home, and right away he went in the blanket to hide. So, and it took maybe a few days to feel great in the new place, but I kind of helped him with some hormones that I put everywhere. And yeah, that's the story how and the regulation, but also everything you have to do to bring an animal, at least for Korea, but I think it's kind of the same everywhere. But you should be careful with the company you're taking, because regulation can differ from the trip on the plane can be a little different, so you have to check it. So of course I also right away find a vet that will take care of him every year to do the normal test, vaccine and everything, which I find in Seoul, so it is great, and I really love them because they really take good care of him, and really nice people there. And of course you should remember that if you want to be able to travel freely later with your animal again in your flight, you should do the boost for rabbit vaccine 2 every year. Otherwise you will have to do again the 2 shots and get a new certification, a new paper, whatever, and do kind of all the process again. So I hope it will be really useful for you in case you want to travel and you were wondering how to bring your animal in Korea, whatever, or another country. And of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below, and I will try to answer as I can. So that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you next week with a new video. Bye!